a $2,200 flat Social Security benefit for everyone. I have all the details and what they're now saying here in the video. Let's get into it and discuss what's going on. All right, now first off, if you're a lower income beneficiary that receives benefits from Social Security, I'm guessing a flat $2,200 monthly benefit sounds pretty appealing, and I totally agree with you. Well, this is what I want to share with you here in the video because there's this discussion out there that Social Security benefits are basically serving the rich or high income beneficiaries. Meanwhile, there are beneficiaries, seniors, people with disabilities that are living in poverty, and there's this mass divide between the beneficiaries. And realistically, this is kind of true. I mean, look at the differences out there. You see the lowest income benefit out there by about $50 or $60. I mean, it's very, very low. Meanwhile, the maximum benefit out there is over $5,000. It's a huge difference in benefits, right? Well, there's a lot of people that are well below the federal poverty line. In fact, as of right now, there's about 11 million seniors, a lot of which are receiving Social Security and benefits administered by Social Security, again, below the federal poverty line. And there's other people getting multiple thousands of dollars every single month. Well, we also know that there's this other issue out there, which is Social Security insolvency, right? You probably heard me talk about that before in other videos. It's all over the headlines, but basically, you see these headlines out there that say, oh, in just a matter of years, and again, fill in the blank with, whatever years are coming in at that time. This number continues to fluctuate quite a bit, but basically in about 8, 9, maybe 10 years at most, it looks like Social Security will be insolvent. In other words, the trust fund will be completely dried up and there'll be no more money in the trust fund if nothing is done with Social Security, as in the changing of laws or things like that between now and then, okay? So that's kind of where we're at. Now, I wouldn't worry about the whole insolvency thing right now, but it certainly is a discussion and it's out there all the time. And to be fair, yep, I've talked about it a number of times here on the channel because there's a lot of concerns out there and there's a lot of plans and ideas out there as well to actually make sure that beneficiaries have the money going forward. Well, get this. As of right now, the average retirement benefit is a little below $2,000 a month. That's where we're at right now, okay? However, the average SSDI benefit is just below $1,600 a month as well. Again, it depends on how you look at it. It might be like, wow, that's, a decent amount of money, or it's really not that much considering the last few years here with prices inflating as much as they have, the decay of our purchasing power with the dollar, and again, just our money not going as far as it once did just a handful of years ago because of all the rapidly rising inflation and just, things like that we've all been dealing with for the last several years. Well, there's this discussion, and again, I want to bring this to you because I find it to be a little bit interesting, and there's actually multiple different iterations of this, of how they may want to plan this out. But here's what's interesting. Have you heard me talk about guaranteed basic income, universal basic income, these ongoing monthly check programs out there that essentially send out a set dollar amount to a specified group of people, again, as defined by a guaranteed basic income program? They're very popular. They're everywhere out there right now. There's all kinds of these programs out there, but here's this idea that they're talking about. Because there's this massive bifurcation with Social Security benefits, some beneficiaries getting a few dollars a month, a few hundred a month, and some people getting multiple thousands of dollars a month. Again, that's what I mean by bifurcation, right? So as a result of that, they've suggested, hey, why don't we just flatten this program out? I mean, obviously, it's in a program that people get the benefit that they're getting based on the amount of money that they've earned over their 35 years, averaged out and indexed to inflation, and again, all the metrics that go into that. And basically, they get the benefit that they've, kind of essentially earned over many, many years of paying in through Social Security payroll taxes. And again, there's a lot of formula to it. But again, you kind of know how the whole thing works, right? So that's why everybody's benefit amount is very, very different. But there's this idea, and again, I want to bring this to you. There's this idea that says, what if we just flattened out benefits, as in, over time, we slowly bring down benefits of high-income people. Again, $5,000 plus a month, $4,000 plus a month. Again, these very high-income beneficiaries receiving benefits from Social Security. What if we just very slowly brought their benefits down over a course of, however many years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever it happened to be. There's some different iterations out there. What if we brought their benefits down a little bit each and every year? So rather than getting a COLA raise, nope, they wouldn't get a raise anymore, but rather they get an annual deduction to their benefit, as in maybe they get a 5% reduction, right? So as a result of that, then the Social Security Trust Fund has more money within it. Okay, so that's one idea is, hey, let's just start shaving the benefits down of higher income beneficiaries. and either keeping it in the trust fund, or number two, bringing it in and boosting up the benefits of lower income beneficiaries so that eventually over time they meet at equilibrium, which is about $2,200 based on the projections and what they're saying with this. Now, there's a lot of factors about that, because does this whole process take 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years? The longer that it takes, the higher that equilibrium number will be, right? The higher the benefits will be in that amount of time because of all the factors that go on. More beneficiaries coming claiming benefits, and the COLA is being applied. In general, Social Security benefits are trending higher over time. I mean, obviously they oscillate quite a bit, but just in general, they do trend higher just because of all the economic factors, and that's just how it goes, right? So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Do you like this kind of plan? And again, what would the logic be behind this? Because if the money is not staying in the Social Security Trust Fund, that's not pushing out insolvency, then what is the real purpose of this? Well, there's some people out there that are having a real fit about higher income people and beneficiaries getting that much money. And again, there's many people out there that receive high income benefits, $4,000, $5,000 plus a month, that say, I don't need this amount of money. I don't need this much from Social Security. And here's what's interesting about it. By the way, there's been some lawmakers that have come out and publicly said this. Hey, I'm a lawmaker. I got all this money. I make all this money a year and stuff like that. And they even say things like, I don't need $5,000 a month. I don't need $4,000 a month, right? So again, they've even said, I will voluntarily sacrifice some of my benefit. That's exactly what they're pertaining to or referring to here, right? And again, think about this as from the long term and the big picture here. If they could, slowly bring down benefits of higher income people, and again, I know this is kind of controversial because some higher income people say, no, I earn that benefit. I want every penny of it. Okay, I mean, everybody's entitled to say whatever they want. That's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. That's why, everybody has their own opinion. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But some people are saying, hey, let's just leave it as is, or other people are suggesting, yes, let's voluntarily or even just take down benefits of higher income people and either do one of two things. Number one, keep that money in the trust fund for Social Security to remain solvent longer, or number two, shuffle it over to the lower income beneficiaries so they can eventually be brought up to the federal poverty line. And again, remember how I said earlier, there's a bunch of different iterations of this. One of the iterations would be is remove the COLA for higher income people. And again, what do they determine as high income people? Kind of depends. It's kind of a moving number out there, but whatever they would determine as higher income, basically say, hey, no more COLAs for these people, and then the lower income beneficiaries would get a COLA plus an extra bonus stipend on top of that, essentially kind of like a little raise because of the benefits taken from higher income people, given it to the lower income people, and eventually the idea is to bring all beneficiaries to at least an equilibrium number of around $2,200 a month. And again, it would just kind of flatten out benefits. So essentially what this would happen is over a long, long period of time, and again, however long this would take, whether it's a 5-year, 7-year, 10-year, 15, 20-year plan, I don't know. I'm just simply saying there's a bunch of different talk about this, but whatever they determine as that program and that timeline would be, essentially everybody would get kind of a flat benefit. That's the logic behind this idea. Well, then guess what? Social Security would turn into a guaranteed basic income program. It's kind of similar to that right now, but it's not totally the same, because when it comes down to a guaranteed basic income program, by the way, there's about 150 plus of these around the country right now. The whole idea of a guaranteed basic income program is that everybody that's qualified and that gets money from the program gets the same dollar amount every single month. Well, that's not the case with Social Security right now. There's every beneficiary gets a different dollar amount. Well, I guess technically by default, because there's so many beneficiaries, 72.5 million plus people receiving Social Security, that by default, yeah, of course, some people get the same benefit amount. But again, you get my point, right? Across the board, it goes from about a little over $50 a month up to over $5,100 a month is the spread on this. So anywhere in between is where 72.5 million people get benefits every month, right? So anyway, if you look at the big picture, though, this could be a huge win in a lot of ways. Number one, remember how I said at the beginning of the video, about 11 million seniors receiving seniors in general in this country, a lot of which receiving Social Security, and again, SSI and other benefits like this, living in poverty. Would that not be a massive win in a lot of ways, not only for the country, for seniors, for the program as a whole? I mean, it'd be a huge, huge win in a big, big way. And not only that, what about people with disabilities? Again, living on a small SSDI benefit, And again, how would this be boosted? You kind of see the point behind this? Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. What do you think about this? Do you like this whole flattening of the program type of approach? And should they flatten out benefits, turning into more of a guaranteed basic income type program versus the program that it is now, just sending out benefits based on somebody's contributions into the program? That's what it is now, right? Yeah. So anyway, that's how the program is set up, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this whole thing. Now, obviously, I will continue to watch this and keep you posted on any further details or advancements, anything like that, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I don't know. I honestly don't think it's the worst idea. I do think the plan would need some work. I do think it needs some adjusting, but in general, I think it's probably not like the worst idea in the whole world, right? It's probably generally pretty good, but obviously it could use a little bit of fixing up and a little fine tuning, right? So anyway, hope this helps you. Again, please make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Big subscribe button right down below the video. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, thank you. It would mean so much to me if you subscribe. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Also, do you know somebody that received fixed income benefits from Social Security or low income, a senior, things like that? Will you do me a huge favor? Just think of 1 or 2 people that can benefit from this information. Feel free to share this video with them. There's a share button right down below as well. Totally free to do so. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that as well. Otherwise, feel free to like the video. Thumbs up button right down below the video. Thank you. And check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now showing up on your screen as well, you'll see some videos there. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. I really do appreciate your support. We've got to stick together right now. And again, I'll do whatever I can to help you out, advocate on your behalf, and represent you. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Have a nice day, and I'll catch you again later.